settle the debt, the creditor will increase the time in return for more payment or for more money. Let's say, for instance, somebody who owes $3,000 to you, which is payable end of March. End of March has come. The debtor is unable to pay because of poverty, because of whatever, he's unable to pay. You agree to extend it. Okay, now we are now at the end of March. You cannot pay. I'm extending to end of April. But provided that instead of paying 3,000 end of April, you are going to pay me 3,100 or 3,200 end of April. So this is what we call the time loans that are time bound, and they keep on increasing, as time for payment is expanded or extended. They call it riba nasi'a. It is also haram. Loans, unlike other systems, in the Islamic system, loans are meant, first of all, they are a form of ibadah. In other words, when somebody is in need, you loan him money, you must do it not only you don't do it for commercial purposes. Loans are not meant to be commercial. They are not meant to bring in any benefit or a profit. They are meant to rescue somebody in a particular situation, to help somebody get out of a particular critical situation. And you do that for the sake of God. God will reward you, and the very capital that you give to him will come back to you. But make sure you don't add anything onto the capital. Then you get Allah's reward, that's benevolent loan, qardun hasana. You get your money back, and you get Allah's reward. But if you are making the loan transactions or the loan, commercial, in the sense that anytime you loan an amount or something out, you would expect to get more out of it, then it becomes riba-based transaction, and also strictly prohibited by Islam. Okay. So that's the first type, riba nasi'a, time loans. When time for settlement of loan is extended in return for the increase of the capital. Okay. Allahu Alam.
Okay. Yeah. The question that skipped me.
And let me remind Muslims, the Fuqaha al-Maliki, they said that in all these, the devotional activities, acts of ibadah, or all the good deeds that we do on earth, some of them are mandatory, others are optional. And every mandatory act or every obligatory act carries more reward than the optional ones, except in three cases. There are 3 cases where the optional one will carry more weight, more reward than the mandatory one. And this is one of them, loan. Somebody who is indebted, it's mandatory for him or for her to settle the loan, provided that he can do it. But if the person cannot settle the loan, cannot pay the loan because of poverty, because of genuine reasons, even though it is still a liability on him or on her, mandatory that he or she should settle the loan whenever he can do it. Even though it's mandatory, but here Islam will prefer that you, the creditor, you waive the loan. You understand? If you waive the loan, waiving the loan is not mandatory. It's optional. But here, if you waive the loan, you have done an optional act which carries more reward than the mandatory act. Al-Quran says, وَإِنْ كَانَ ذُو عُسْرَةٍ فَنَزِرَةٌ إِلَى مَيْسَرَةٍ وَأَنْ تَصْدَقُوا خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ. That if somebody is indebted to you, or those that are indebted, if time comes for settlement, they cannot settle, please extend the time for them, but don't add anything to the capital, to the principal amount. Don't add anything. Just extend the time. If they can pay, fine. If they can't pay, continue to extend the time. This pattern of behavior, you cannot see this except in those people that honestly believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, sincerely believe in God, and they're expecting Allah's reward. But today's material world, when capitalism is the dominant force in our society, creditors can hardly, keep on allowing a debtor to continue extending the payment of the loan until he or she can do it. Okay. But that's what Al-Quran is teaching, that if the debtor is unable to settle or to pay, allow him or allow her more time until he or she is going to do it. But if you feel that it might be difficult for him or for her to settle, Al-Quran is urging you to waive, to write it off, to cancel it, so that Allah will reward you here and in the hereafter.
Okay, that question I skipped is warrant on goods.
Yes.
Now you go to a shopping center.
Yeah.
a shopping mall, you want to buy something, they sell it to you with a warranty.
That if yes.
Yeah, you can go and use this for 1 year.
6 months, 1 year.
Yeah. And
if there's any problem, bring it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Islamically, how is it?
You know, remember the principle that I think we discussed it here several times. Al-Muslimuna inda shurutihim illa shartan ahalla haraman aw harrama halalan. These conditionalities that, you know, whether you call it warrant or guarantee, whatever, insofar as it is not, you know, deceptive in nature, it is not meant to deceive one another. It's very plain. It's just a technique of marketing. It's sort of a marketing technique to make to be able to attract more clients. Insofar as it is agreeable to both the parties, and it doesn't lead any one of them to make an unfair gain against the other. It's not meant to deceive each other. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. Wallahu alam.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you spoke about the unlawful increase.
Yes, in loan. That's the
loan.
Nasia.
Okay.
Yeah, there are other two types though, but
okay.
I'm sure maybe let me explain the second one,
okay.
then we'll continue our discussion on these two ones because it's a very vast area.
Okay.
That was riba nasiya, time loans, loans that are increased, loans that when they come due, when the settlement becomes due and the debtor is unable to settle, the creditor increases the amount.
That's one type of riba.
Yes.
Another type
is what they call riba al-fadl. That is, it's a type of transactions in which the amount exchange are not equal. And you know, the things that people exchange among themselves, they can be silver or gold, gold for gold or silver, or food, all type of sorts of foods. Whether they are the beans, you call them wheat,
rice.
barley, rice, all this type of beans, raisins, rice, whatever, they are food. Or meat also, or even fruit. So the foods that are bartered normally in our markets, or you know, gold or silver that are in our market, this is where riba al-fadl can happen. And that is when the transaction is conducted you know, with unequal quantities or amount. Let me give you an example. Gold for gold. The condition when it comes to exchange of gold for gold, the conditions are: one, the amount must be equal, and it must be by direct payment.
You give me, I give you.
Instantly.
Even though the qualities are different.
Illa mislan bi mislin, yedin bi yedin. That is when the qualities, when the type is the same. Like gold for gold or silver for silver. If you are exchanging any amount of gold for another amount of gold, or exchanging any amount of silver for another amount of silver, the quantities must be the same, exactly the same.
The quantities, not the qualities.
Of course, the quality also.
Now, for example,
the quantity. Oh no, okay, I understand what you're saying. But the quantities must be the same and must be by direct transfer. The qualities may be equally good, but maybe because they belong to different brands, or the purposes of the purpose of usage might be different, and that might have prompted the transaction. But you know, even though qualities are different, but you know, one is not better than the other, or more qualitable than the other. You understand? So then these are then they say they are of the same type, and because they are the same type, it must be equal amount, and it also must be by direct payment.
Okay.
Gold for gold or silver for silver.
Let me give you this example.
Yeah.
Rice, which is the staple food in this country.
Yeah.
We have Saddam,
yeah,
and we have Uncle Ben's,
yes,
if you like you call it,
yeah,
or the other type, the American rice.
Yeah.
Saddam naturally is more expensive when you have to buy it, the bag.
Yeah.
Now, if I have a bag of Saddam, and you have the bag of American rice, if I want to exchange it, it's going to be rice for rice, no
Yes, when it comes to rice, the categories may be different, but when it comes to the transactions, they all are considered as one category. And in any bartering situation, Abu Bakr, or exchange of goods or things or services or facilities, there must be different objectives, different reasons. There is no doubt that Saddam might be more delicious to many people.
More expensive.
And more expensive.
1,400 maybe?
Well, forget about the money now. It's exchange of rice for rice. You understand? So here, because it's rice for rice, the conditions will apply. It must be the same quantity, and it must be by direct direct exchange.